Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Disney Dreamlight Valley. This time, because we are in the middle of Pixar Fest in the game, I decided that I wanted to make a Buzz Lightyear inspired polo top. Now, originally I was going to do a jersey, and I made multiple attempts to try and make something really realistic, I guess. It didn't work out too well, so I thought I'd try and do a polo top and trying to make it quite stylish, but still keeping true to Buzz Lightyear and some of the colours, because one of the main colours he has is green as well as white as well as purple. So I really wanted to make sure I incorporated those colours but give it a bit of a stylish look to it. So you'll see me experiment a little bit with a few different ideas, one of them being about how I add the purple, which straight away I realised it's not going to work out and it's not going to look great, plainly because of the lines that are too clear. I wanted it to feel quite faded. One of the things I've noticed with the design, I love the design element to it, but I wish that the starting base colours of the clothes were a bit brighter, because it just didn't feel right to just go for the base colour of what the game suggests is white. It doesn't feel right, it doesn't really work with the style that I'm trying to work with, because Buzz Lightyear's colours are very bold, very bright, and the base colours just don't really work for it. So I'm having to cover the whole polo shirt with white, and already I think it looks a lot better than the original colour. And one thing I learned is that actually you can move the different layers. I thought you had to delete them all previously and then re-add them, but actually if you just click and hold, you can move them around to overlap in the ways that you want it to. One of the only issues that I have with my current design, which you'll see, is when the same colours overlap, you start to get different shades of colour. But it's not a massive issue. I quite like it anyway, and I really like what I've done so far. I love the patches. I really wanted to include the Space Ranger patches. I felt like that was an absolute must for a design. So there's actually something on the sleeves. But also what I really like is the buttons as well. I love that you can actually design on the buttons, and I do that later on. I put some more particular designs on that. With the purple, I wanted to incorporate that, and I thought the best way to do it was to do it on the sides of the polo shirt, and I think it works well. I think it was probably the best I could do in this situation, because I wanted to make it a faded colour like the green is doing, but I couldn't really figure out a good way to make it work. So this was an alternative. I think it works really well, because to be fair, like the purple on Buzz Lightyear is mainly purple lines here and there, and I think it works well. I did contemplate including some of the buttons into the design that you get on his outfit, but I find the shapes are a bit too big for it, and it just stood out a bit too much. I debated about how to incorporate this other design of Buzz, which I thought was quite stylish. I quite liked it, and I wanted to include it somehow. I've got a shirt which is like a picture of a character, and it takes up sort of the bottom half of the top, which I wanted to try and do with Buzz Lightyear, but it didn't feel right exactly. I wanted to do something a bit different, and each time I tried to play around with this idea of having a pocket for the polo shirt, I decided, hey, why don't we just make the Buzz Lightyear icon on the chest instead? And I think that looks a lot better in my opinion. I then wanted to do something really unique, which I know is not part of the Buzz Lightyear design, but it really gives off the whole vibe of space exploration. So I decided to put the planets onto the collar and onto the buttons as well, which I think is a really neat touch. And I like that the game gives you the opportunity to do that, because it gives, especially the buttons at least, it gives it a lot of character, and I absolutely love it. So here is the final design. I'm wearing my Buzz Lightyear trousers as well. I really like the design. It's something that I feel I would actually wear myself out and about. I like the personal touch that I've put to it with the space and exploration. It keeps with the theme, and like I said, I really like the patches. There's certain things that I knew that I wanted to put into it. I knew I wanted the fading, I know I wanted the Space Ranger patch, and I just really like it. Like I said, the overlapping of the green is not ideal, but I don't mind. And being able to now add my Donald Duck backpack, which you can see in my previous video, I'm so glad that I'm able to have this nice combination of things that I've created. I just need to think of some more things to do now. to design. So if you do have any suggestions at all as to what you think I should design next, whether you think that is some Mickey ears, or if there's a particular theme you'd like to go for, please do share in the comments section. I'd really appreciate any ideas. I love getting a bit of inspiration. But I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, that you've been inspired to create some of your own designs. But in the meantime, have a good morning, a good afternoon, and a good evening, and I'll see you all next time.